Everything in this structure operates in order. Disciplined thinking is not random. It is not applied vaguely in whatever direction feels right in the moment. Disciplined thinking follows a precise order, and understanding that order is what makes the discipline consistent across days, across conditions, across the full arc of development. This is the 7-minute daily focus. Day 180 of 365 to focus on the world within from the world without. Today's focus, the law of disciplined thinking, the order of disciplined thinking. Pause for a moment. Everything in this structure operates in order. Disciplined thinking is not random. It is not applied vaguely in whatever direction feels right in the moment. Disciplined thinking follows a precise order, and understanding that order is what makes the discipline consistent across days, across conditions, across the full arc of development. Pause. The order of disciplined thinking is this. First, the first sense is opened. Before the day, before conditions, before the five senses have established their agenda, the inner instrument of perception is activated. Second, recognition occurs. The seed is perceived through the first sense. What is genuinely held within is identified, not vaguely, clearly. Third, thinking is directed upon what has been recognized, deliberately, consciously, from within. Fourth, thinking is sustained, not just directed once and then released, held, maintained, continued, throughout the morning, carried through the day, returned to when drift occurs. Fifth, development compounds. Each sustained day adds to the accumulation. Development builds upon what was built, quietly, invisibly, precisely. This is the order, not complex, not elaborate, but consistent and powerful. Thought is within, effect is without. Thinking stands between. Pause for a moment. Why does order matter? Because without order, discipline becomes inconsistent. The thinker who skips recognition and goes straight to directing thinking directs it towards something incompletely perceived, something not fully grounded in what is actually within, and thinking sustained upon a vague impression produces vague development. The thinker who opens the first sense but does not wait for recognition activates the instrument without using it. The thinker who recognizes but does not sustain perceives the seed and then leaves it without nourishment. Each step in the order builds on what precedes it, and the final step, compounding development, only occurs when all steps precede it consistently. This is why the morning practice is not optional. It is the order executed in its most essential form, the opening of the first sense, the recognition of the seed, the direction of thinking, the beginning of the day's sustaining. 7 minutes, the order executed, and the day begins from within. Pause. Understand the return as the same order, abbreviated. When thinking drifts to conditions during the day, the thinker does not restart from the beginning. They simply open the first sense, recognize briefly, clearly, return thinking to the seed, sustain same order, same sequence, executed as quickly as necessary, as naturally as breathing. Over time, over days and weeks of consistent practice, this abbreviated order becomes reflexive. The thinker finds themselves returning before the drift has fully pulled thinking away, because the order has been practiced so many times that it operates almost without effort. This is the order of disciplined thinking mastered, not as a formula, as a living, natural orientation toward what is within. Pause. The order of disciplined thinking is precise. It does not begin with discipline. It begins with quality. A quality mind, one that has cleared the noise of the surface, is receptive to the first sense. From that receptivity, the first sense perceives within. From that inner perception, recognition becomes possible. Recognition, a clear inner perception of the seed, makes sustained thinking possible. And sustained thinking upon the seed is the discipline. This is the order, quality, first sense, recognition, discipline. It cannot be reversed. The thinker who tries to discipline themselves to sustain thinking upon something they have not yet clearly recognized will find the discipline effortful and short-lived. The effort collapses without a clear inner object because there is nothing solid to return to. But the thinker who has developed quality, who operates from the first sense, who holds clear recognition, their disciplined thinking flows naturally from that order. The discipline is not imposed, it emerges naturally from the right inner sequence. And when the sequence is right, when quality grounds it, the first sense perceives it, recognition clarifies it, and thinking sustains it. The development is not partial, it is complete, full, operating at the causal level. And what operates fully at the causal level must fully express at the physical level. Now, the affirmation for day 180. Pause for a moment. Thinking is within my direction. I am aware of thinking. I direct it deliberately from within, from what is recognized, not from what is physically seen. I do not follow conditions. I sustain thinking upon the seed, day after day, morning after morning. This is not effort, this is discipline, and discipline builds momentum, and momentum sustains development. And what is sustained unfolds, and what unfolds must physically express. Remember, by design, by focus,